Hello wonderful people, Connor Whitmore here again with another video for you on the Nawtystep channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing your music. Well, some of you anyway. Here we are after months and months of clamouring for this idea to be done on the channel. Finally, with the start of a new year, I am listening to your music and reviewing it on the spot. Almost kinda live review style, except it isn't your favourite producer's music. It's your music, which is scary, but also exciting. Gonna get straight to it, asked you all on Twitter and YouTube, and also Patreon, where if you are a tier 3+ member, you go straight to the front of the queue here, and other recommendation videos like it, where what you send will definitely get covered if you pledge from there and up. And yeah, if you want to find the Nawtystep Patreon, I will link it down below in the description. I want to get through as many as I can here, had hundreds sent over, so obviously won't get through them all, I think you will agree. Just going to go through the rules here quickly. So, has to be your music from the person who sent it. At least 2-minute tunes, finished songs, no clips. SoundCloud links only, and 1 track each, no spamming, with multiple tunes. And yeah, with all that in mind, that being said, let's go, starting with the Patreon submissions. Okay, and first up from the Patreon, we have Karmis with Stutter. Let's go. Nice little transition there, liking that. Oh! Whee! Yeah, from what I've heard of his music before, it's been the rhythm structure and a lot of, you know, sprightly and uplifting kind of tones and feels to it, I would say. And we're getting that again here. It's nice, it's pleasant. The second drop is a nice little switch up, I'm liking that. Feels like it's got a bit more force to it, just a bit more whack to the percussion. So, like, you can really feel that. Don't know if we quite got that in the first half, I don't know why, it could just be my ears, but a lot of people will be commenting on this video saying, fuck, who was that by? You know, who did that? I think, you know, this kind of music is the way forward for rhythm, you know, having that futuristic, uplifting, colourful, melodic vibe to it, and yeah, that was Karmis, so Khamis, and yeah, check him out, he's got some good stuff. The one thing for me that I would say, and that, you know, we might work on together when we have our one-on-one feedback session, is just trying to hone the introduction a bit. I mean, I don't know if you finished this one, you might have done, which is completely fine, but just for a little thing to work on going forward, it just might be making the opening melody, and when it comes back, just a little bit more engaging. You know, melodies and chord progressions, they exist for a reason, and that's to bring people in and tell a story. And you want to make sure that you're not going off on a weird kind of tangent or direction with a melody, especially if it's coming at the beginning and that it doesn't kind of venture into a territory that's a bit odd, a bit weird. Overall, yeah, really liking that. A good start here. And yeah, that was Stutter by Karmis. Next up from the Patreon, we have X2H with Distortion World. And I realised earlier that I said H instead of H, so just correcting that. I know the Americans don't like that, so yeah, just putting myself in check there. But yeah, X2H, Distortion World, let's go. Gonna have a little go on Mr. Big. Yeah, I mean, something about the production not quite right as a kind of mix of elements, but no, I mean, the idea's alright, I like the mix of sounds here, I think they're good. and I think there's a good attitude to it overall. Yeah, I think the focus there would be on kind of making the relationship between the different elements proper and just a bit more refined, you know. I talk quite often about music being, you know, having a bit of individualism about it and being different and out there, and that was definitely that, you know, the way the lyrics were kind of weaved in and the introduction was different and weird and out there. The transitioning, I would say, if, you know, just as a kind of a point of potential improvement as you go on, just the transitioning at points between sequences didn't quite make sense, and a couple of them, especially the middle part, I don't think was kind of dwelled on for quite long enough. But I like the concept here overall and the lyrical aspect of it as well. So yeah, decent overall. I think a good idea. Keep it up. Then we have the Dwoozwa and I'm gonna say Sahara remix of Skyward by Dwoozwa and Noisy Dope. So yeah, let's go. Ooh. Decent snare, nice cinematic feel to it. I'm liking that. Could have done with a bit of warmth beneath it, I think, just to, you know, give it a bit of feeling, a bit more feeling, propping up the heaviness, which I think would have just, you know, propelled it forward a lot more. Almost acting like a kind of glue between the heavy moments we get, so the gaps in between those sounds don't become quite as apparent, if you get me. Ooh, fake out! And again. Ooh, okay. I just do think that there could have been a particular idea kind of shining through that we could go back to, you know. As a listener, what you want is to just have something, a little earworm in your mind that you want to go back to again and again and just get every time you hear it. And we didn't quite get that, but again, the mix of sounds was very good. I really like that, and yeah, could have done, as I mentioned before, with a bit of warmth beneath it, just a bit of musicality maybe, just pushing it forward in the heaviness, just to kind of give it that bit more flavour. But yeah, I think overall, I see potential there, I'm not going to lie, especially considering the more cinematic moments in the introduction and midsection at the end as well, provided that connection between the heavier moments we got. So yeah, that remix was good. Mr. Evil Thweck, I was hoping that you would send it again here on Patreon. You didn't send the link, but if I come across it on Twitter, then I will cover it. So yeah, gonna move on now to Twitter. Just gonna say, guys, you know, if you're sending your music and you're saying stuff like, you know, you won't like it, or you know, it's trash or it's awful, this music, but I'm going to send you it anyway, it's not really making me want to hear it, I have to be honest. Okay, let's go for this one. From Beyond by Tezin. Let's go. I have to turn it up a bit here. Ooh. These little switch ups are quite nice, I like that. Yeah, the production, not amazing, but I do quite like the idea. You know, quite standard in a way, quite, you know, everyday, run-of-the-mill death step kind of approach, but those, you know, those little dips into QuickTime, kind of drum steppy in a way, are really cool. I like those a lot. Yeah, production is a bit too industrial, like a bit too rough, a bit of a distant feel to it and not quite sharp and like at the forefront, do you know what I mean? Kind of, you know, playing second fiddle to the idea, which isn't really how it should be. It should all be kind of functioning in unison, moving forward as one. I like the little switch ups we've got going on here. They're cool, you know, a bit of ingenuity here and there. Could have been a bit longer maybe, a bit of a midsection on show. I think the introduction was maybe a bit too long, and maybe you could have chopped that in half and just put a bit of it in the midsection just to give it a bit of perspective in that middle moment. But considering how kind of restrictive that genre can be in a way, I think you've got that on lock. So yeah, stuff to take going forward. Okay, next up, gonna go for Dereliction by Moreover. Okay, let's do it. Ooh, D&B, come on! I like that little twinkly musicality going on, liking that. Needs a bit more percussion filling in the empty moments, if you get me, like a... Because at the moment it just feels a bit empty, just with that bass kind of surging through. Yeah, good aggression to it. I like the grisliness of the heaviness overall, but the production needs to be just a bit more fleshed out, and also the transitioning, I think, between sequences is not that smooth, just a bit jagged, a bit rough. It's not often that you get dubstep sounds and, you know, drum and bass formats just melded so clearly, but that is what we get here, and I welcome it, if I'm being honest. Okay, next up we are gonna go for Oxy with Planet 303. Let's do it. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Nice sounds, man. Not quite cohering into a genuine idea. It feels a little bit scattered in its formulation. You know, not a real true idea shining through. But the production's good. I like the roundedness and kind of colour of the sound we get here. Yeah, that progression, that chord progression, beautiful stuff. This is so good. That is fantastic. Those claps, so crisp. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that was quite an odd number. Felt quite scattered and random in its construction. But I think, you know, many people like that. They don't really think or feel like music has to have a genuine or true thing kind of sticking out for it. But yeah, for me, if, you know, I want something catchy and I want something to remember that I want to go back to again and again and hear, then yeah, not quite getting that here, but I think kind of in a way made up for by the production, which is very rounded and colourful and whole sounding, you know, got a real depth beneath it and behind it. Again here, I think a thing of real potential going forward. You know, if the production already sounds like that, you know, that clear and defined, then you're only going to go forward with the ideas as you practice more and more. So yeah, keep sending stuff. I want to hear more of it from you, Oxy. I like that. Keep going. Okay, penultimately on Twitter, we're going to go for Watch Out by Rin. Okay, let's do it. Woof! Oh yeah! Woo! Nice, yeah. Yep. Liking that. I'm liking that a decent amount. Yeah. Oh, the little movements, the little waviness of it, the bounce, loving that. Sounds like something that you might hear from Getter, but just a bit more glitchy, a bit more experimental. Rin, man. I mean, we've been talking about your music for a couple of months now, just, you know, what you're planning with it and yeah, where it's going and whatnot. And I mean, I must admit, I thought it would be good, but I didn't think it would be quite at that level. Like, that was some fucking good construction there of sounds. Really liking that, the awareness of when to bring stuff in and when to leave stuff out, and just, yeah, the management of timing and space, and yeah, just, you know, filling the gaps well, I think, which is very important in good music, you know, fleshing it out and having a lot to support the main idea and layering and whatnot. You know, there are a couple of moments here which would be my only real drawback with it, where the background stuff wasn't quite in line with the main idea, so it did distract from that main idea just a little bit. Again, gave me a bit of a Getter vibe with the industrial clangy sounds which we saw on, or heard on, his Napalm EP. Got the glitch as well to go with that, which I like, but yeah, some good stuff there. I'm liking that. Looking forward to what else you're coming out with this year. And finally today from Twitter, we're going to go for Static by OBVZS, OBVZS, I think. So yeah, let's do it. Nice build, liking that.
I'm falling and I can't get up.
Ooh. Ooh. Very experimental feel to it. Wavy and wobbly and swampy, you know, bit space bassy almost. Not that fleshed out in the production, like there's quite a lot of available space there that, you know, makes the idea not quite as rounded, or, you know, just a bit jarring on the ear, I have to say.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Ooh. Production is good, you can hear that. Just needs a little bit more going on, in my opinion, because the ideas are quite cool. They're quite, you know, weird and quirky in that, but yeah, just a few more sounds to layer it and flesh it out a bit. Just a few more little touches in the background to just make it a bit cheekier, you know? Because the instinct is there and the production is there, it just needs more of it. Okay, moving on to YouTube, and first off we're going to go for Tenshi with, let's have a look, what is the song called? It's called Reflector by Tenshi. Okay, let's go. Interesting. Interesting. I didn't expect that. Ooh! Yeah, that's the best bit. For me, that's the best bit so far. I was warned to wait for that second drop, and yeah, it definitely did take me aback a bit. It was a bit too much for my ears initially, but I did like how it kind of changed to that more rounded and guttural sound just there, what we just heard. But yeah, I must admit, I did think that it would be a mainly techno gabba kind of tune, whatever it was going to be. You know, those two things are completely different, of course, but you know, the main heaviness we got here was dubstep, so I wasn't quite expecting that. Did think it was going to go off in a kind of Link direction, you know, that kind of producer, that kind of style, but some good here and some not so good, pretty much in equal measure. But yeah, I think just concentrate going forward on making your ideas more refined and maybe sticking to one genre, because it can get a bit convoluted. But yeah, not bad. Not bad. Okay, next we are going to go for Sumik with Love You. Okay, let's do it. This moment I think could have come earlier. We could have had a drop. Instead, the introduction kind of becomes a heavier moment, and then now we're getting this right here. Could have been switched around. Ooh. No, the mix of sounds here, very, very good. Very, very good. Ooh, yeah! I mean, you can see it moving me. It's fun, joyous, happy. And yeah, I'm like, ooh! Yeah, this song's just really nice. I mean, it's just really nice to hear, isn't it? I mean, the only thing I'd say is, personally, I would have maybe chopped a bit of the introduction off and had the reflective moment that we get around maybe, what is it? Yeah, just like a minute and a quarter in. I would have brought that in earlier and then had the heavier, slightly heavier moment we have before that a bit later on, and just reconfigured the ordering of sections here just to give it more of a momentous feel as it goes on. Beyond that, the formulation of sounds in the heavier moments is really nice, and the colour of it, the good feeling of it, it just gets you going. As you can see, very nice and pleasant on the ear, and the production is good as well. So yeah, one to look out for right here, Sumik, S-U-M-I-C, yeah, get following. After that, going to go for Beeping Machine by Clank. Okay, let's do it. Oh, straight into it, here we go. Blimey. I think you might not be able to hear it. I'll put it up one, just in case. Yeah, a lot going on there. Just a lot going on there. Just a big old smorgasbord and mix and kind of blend and collage of sound, and that is pretty much what I can boil that one down to. That is what I am hearing right now. The heaviness of it, I'm for that. Keep running with that. It just needs an idea. It needs the production. It needs just listen to as much music as you can, get ideas from your favorite producers, you know, don't steal them, but, you know, just get inspired, hear as much as you can, get the structure and formulation of your ideas and the kind of relationship between sections and whatnot, get that on point, and then, you know, with the heaviness that you've got and that attitude towards making heavy music, then you'll be somewhere. You will have a platform from which to go off. But yeah, until then, yeah, just keep working on it. Just keep working on it. And finally today, we're going to go for the Fehu and Jorge remix of I Come to See You. So yeah, final one, here we go. Couple of good moments here and there, but the main construction of the idea, I think, is just a bit messy. I like the general approach, just the mix of influences, sounds and all of that. But yeah, the construction of the main idea itself just feels a bit all over the place to me anyway. Ooh. Yeah, that's a good idea, I like that. Yeah, I love that layout. Really liking that layout. And now picking up again, a bit more active. I think for me anyway, this second drop is much more impactful. Really sure with its idea and the construction of it. A complete tale of two halves here for me. You know, the first half very just scattered in the general construction of it. But the second half very coherent and just made sense, I think, with the development and progression of it. It felt a bit rough initially, I must admit, as a conjoining of elements, but as it went on, more clear, more defined, more refined, and yeah, just the production overall very good in the latter half. But yeah, overall, a decent tune here to finish off. A good selection there, I think you'll agree, not only in terms of quality, but also in terms of genre. You know, ultimately, Nawtystep, it's a bass music channel, and I was kind of worried that we were just going to get a load of dubstep tunes. But no, we got a bit of house in there, we got some D&B, a bit of experimental, some techno-y, hardcore-y stuff in there as well. So yeah, a nice little group of songs there. Thank you all for sending in. That was good fun, and I look forward to doing it again soon. Even if you didn't send anything in or yours wasn't chosen, I hope you enjoyed the video. And yeah, as I said, we'll be doing it again soon. For me personally, I really enjoyed the Rin and Sumac. Sumac? I meant Sumik, but yeah. Anyway, hope you got something out of it, and someone new to follow maybe as well. Yeah, beyond that, subscribe if you're yet to, hit the bell along the way, and my Discord and social media accounts are linked below. And again, of course, the new Patreon page, which is in the description as well. If you want to be first in line for videos like this one, all kinds of recommendation videos, then yeah, sign up tier 3+, but also loads more on offer with the different tiers we have. Check them out, get involved, and help the channel grow, reach its full potential, all of that. But yeah, see you guys in the next one. This was fun. We'll be doing it again soon. Much love to you all, and peace.